Uh, I'm assuming that you already have Unity installed. You know the basic layout of Unity. And so as a programmer who's getting into Unity, the biggest thing that you're going to know is how to find the code and how to interact with all of the mountains of code that Unity has already given you. They have these template game objects that are going to come with all of their code preloaded on it. For example, if you make a cube, all of these components are scripts that Unity's written. All of these fields that you're seeing right here are actually the public fields exposed in those scripts written by Unity. And all of these scripts have their own public and static methods available for you to interact with. And all of this information is going to be available to you at Unity's API. So if you Google the Unity API, you can go to Unity Engine and classes and find every single detail about these classes. For example, we were just looking at, let's find one of these. So Box Collider. Let's go find the Box Collider, and you can always search for it up here too if you wanted to find it that way. But these are going to be all of the properties, inherited members, and public methods that belong to this. And if you click on one of these, for example, get component, it'll give you a specific example of that method being used. If you just want to know about collision in Unity, Google it and type in API, and you'll find something. So here I just found their collision class in Unity. It'll come up right away. And if you want to talk to these scripts, you're going to want to make your own script. Go to create C# script, and you'll make your new mono behavior. Everything that is going to exist in the scene, if it exists in the Unity scene, then it extends mono behavior. The only time that you're going to not be extending mono behavior is if you want to do an abstract data type, kind of like a struct. But otherwise, so mono behavior is going to be what gives you these built-in functions, start and update. The main properties that you're going to be needing to access that belong to mono behavior are going to be the transform, the game object. Transform is going to be what you use to actually move your game object around the scene. So if I wanted to set the position equal to a new vector 3, I would say transform.position equals new vector 3, and I can put in the coordinates 0, 1, 1, for example. And then at the start of the scene, it's going to set my game object's position to that. And then the other main property is going to be your game object. So if you want to set a game object inactive, you can do gameObject.setActive false. You can do print gameObject.name. A lot of helpful information and actions through the game object. And finally, if you're interacting with any other scripts that are on that object, for example, if we wanted to interact with the Box Collider script, say we wanted to see the size of our Box Collider, then other components, you would just say get component, and that's going to take in, and we'll go ahead and print that out. Print out get component. It'll return a reference to that component. Takes in the generic type of that component, so Box Collider, and then we can say dot size, and then that'll print out the size. Finally, if you're a programmer trying to get started with Unity, you need to find a project, start it, and finish it. The biggest thing that I preach is that even if you don't know exactly what you're doing, whenever you're doing it, as long as you're getting experience under your belt and finishing projects, eventually everything in Unity will start to click, and eventually you'll be making full-fledged games. So just start a project and finish it. If you are just trying to play around in Unity, here are a couple of helpful functions and properties and classes that you can go ahead and start playing with.